Hi everyone. Unit 1, make small talk. Okay? We discussed in the past that small talk is a short conversation that people make when they meet each other. So basically, let's start listening to a conversation.
Page 3. Exercise C. Photo story. Read and listen to a conversation between two participants at the meeting in Bangkok.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Teresa Segovia from the Santiago office. Savateka.
Where did you learn the Y? You're Chilean, aren't you?
Yes, I am, but I have a friend in Chile from Thailand.
Well, sawadee ka. Nice to meet you, Miss Segovia. I'm Surat Likpai.
No need to be so formal. Please call me Terry.
And please, call me Surat.
Okay. Surat, do you mind my asking you a question about that though?
Not at all.
Is it customary in Thailand for people to be on a first name basis?
Well, at company meetings in English, always. In other situations, though, people tend to be a little more formal. It's probably best to watch what others do. You know what they say, when in Rome.
Do as the Romans do.
So we had this conversation, and as you can see, as for the cultural um, approach, basically when you are, I don't know, in another situation, try to understand what people do. So we have make small talk. Okay, let's listen to the conversation.
Page 4. Conversation model. Exercise A. Read and listen to two people meeting and making small talk.
Good morning. Beautiful day, isn't it?
It really is. By the way, I'm Kazuko Toshinaga.
I'm Jane Quitt. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Do you mind if I call you Kazuko?
Absolutely not. Please do.
And please call me Jane.
Okay, so we have in here tag questions. Okay, tag questions is a grammar topic. For example, good morning, beautiful day, isn't it? It's a beautiful day, isn't it? That is a tag question, and normally it is used when you want someone to agree with your opinions. Okay, so this is how to make small talk. You can talk about the weather, and according to the book, the most common topics for small talk is the weather, the food you are eating if you are in a restaurant, the place you're visiting if you are um, a tourist, sports, like what sports do you like? Do you like swimming? Do you like hiking? Do you like climbing, for example? Popular movies and music. Okay? When someone asks a tag question like, beautiful weather, isn't it? Normally, the polite thing is to agree, to say, yes, it is, it definitely is. But if you don't agree, you can be polite by saying the reason that you don't agree. For example, beautiful day, isn't it? Well, it could be better, for example. Well, it's kind of hot in here. Well, and giving another excuse. So, describe a busy schedule. Okay? To describe a busy schedule, we have the past perfect. Okay? The past perfect is used with a had, with the verb have in the past. So, for example, in, when you have a point of reference, okay, when you have a specific moment in the past and you want to say things that happened before that time, you use the present, the past perfect. Okay, for example, our flight had arrived by noon. So by 12 o'clock, our flight had already arrived. Okay, The meeting had ended late, so we had a short lunch. Okay, we had a short lunch at that moment because the meeting had ended later. It is kind of the past of the past. Okay, by April, he started his new job. Before I got married, I got a degree in marketing. After I learned to make presentations, they promoted me. Okay, those are other ways to to use the words by, before, and after. Okay, so we have a conversation model using the past continuous and a busy schedule, basically. Let's listen.
Page 7. Conversation Model. Exercise A. Read and listen to someone describing a busy schedule.
So, how was your day?
Unbelievably busy. By 9 o'clock, I had already taken the placement test, registered for class, and bought my books.
That's a lot to do before 9.
That was nothing. At 10 o'clock, I had to be across town for a meeting.
Wow.
And then I had to get back for the class at 1.
What did you do about lunch?
Well, when I got to class, I hadn't eaten yet, so I just got a snack.
You must be pretty hungry by now.
So, intensifiers are unbelievable, incredibly, really, so, and pretty. Okay, those are intensifiers to say that I was extremely busy, for example, extremely tired, for example. Okay, so the conversation we're going to make with this is that we're going to talk about things that we had already done by a moment in the past. Okay, so we have to make up situations for the class. So lesson 3 is develop your cultural awareness. Okay, let's listen to some new vocabulary.
Page 8. Before you listen. Exercise A. Vocabulary. Manners and etiquette. Read and listen.
Etiquette,
Cultural literacy.
table manners,
Punctuality.
impolite,
Offensive.
customary,
Taboo.
So we are going to discuss these words in class. Okay, etiquette. Okay, the rules for polite behavior in society or in a particular group. Cultural literacy, knowing about and respecting the culture of others. Table manners, the rules to eat. Punctuality, okay, be early. Impolite, something that is not considered, so polite. Offensive, something that is rude, that can offend other people. Customary are things that are traditional, okay, that are like the traditions, the customs of that country. And taboo is something that is not allowed because of very strong cultural or religious rules. Okay, something that is really, really negative to say or to do in that culture. So we discussed this when we began the last book, the number 2. So we're not going to get so deep into this. So, lesson 4. Discuss how culture changes over time. So let's listen.
Page 10. Reading. Read and listen.
formal dinner etiquette. It is very discourteous for a guest to be late. Arrive at least 5 minutes before the hour set for the dinner. If for some unavoidable reason you cannot arrive on time, telephone the hostess and explain the reason to her. Etiquette only requires that she wait for 15 minutes before beginning the meal. If it has been impossible for you to notify her and she has started the meal, go to her, offer apologies, and take your place at the table as quickly as possible. Seating. The hostess leads the female guests into the dining room. The host and the male guests follow. The hostess then tells her guests where to sit. She must always have the seating arrangement planned in advance in order to avoid confusion and delay. Each person stands casually behind his chair until the hostess starts to take her seat. The man helps his dinner partner to be seated and also helps move her chair as she rises. Each person moves to the left of the chair to be seated and also rises from the left. The meal. At a small dinner party, do not start to eat until all guests are served. At a large dinner party, you may start to eat as soon as those near you have been served. Do not eat too fast. Do not talk while you have food in your mouth, and keep the mouth closed while you chew your food. Elbows should not be put on the table when you are eating. However, between courses at a restaurant, if you cannot hear your companion, it is permissible to lean forward on your elbows. If silver is dropped on the floor, leave it there. If an accident happens at the table, apologize briefly to your hostess. The hostess continues to eat as long as her guests do. When all have finished, she rises from the table and the others follow. Departing. If you have no dinner partner, push your chair from the table by taking hold of each side of the seat of the chair. Don't rest your hands or arms on the table to push yourself up. It is not necessary to remain longer than 30 minutes after a dinner if the invitation does not include the entire evening. However, one should avoid appearing in a hurry to leave.
Okay, so we have some rules that maybe they are common or not in many countries, okay? So here we have a survey that we're going to do in class. Are you a dinosaur or a chameleon? Okay, it is about culture survey. Okay, for example, table manners have changed a little, have changed a lot, or is the change for the better? Yes or no? Okay, so we're going to start basically answering to those questions and discussing about this topic of etiquette. Okay, etiquette, as I said, is the manners, the good manners, the way to behave in particular situations that is very formal. Okay, so that's all for this unit. Let's look at the videos.
Marie, can I have that information for Mr. Rashid's group? He'll be here in a few minutes.
I'm working as fast as I can. Mr. Evans will be with you very soon.
That's fine. I'm a little early, aren't I?
Just a few minutes.
Is your last name pronounced LePage?
It's Lepage, actually.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
Now, is it Ms. Lepage or Mrs. Lepage?
It's Ms. But you can call me by my first name.
Do you mind if I call you Ms. Lepage? I love the way it sounds.
That's fine.
I'm keeping you from your work, aren't I?
I'm sorry. I'd love to talk, but I really have to get this done right away.
I understand. You're not from here, are you?
Excuse me?
Your accent. You come from France, don't you?
Yes. Paris, actually.
That's nice. It sure is a beautiful day, isn't it?
Can I have that information?
I'm not quite done.
What's taking so long? Mrs. Beatty, I can take you to Mr. Evans' office. He'll be here shortly.
Why, thank you. Beautiful day, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Paul, we have our first group from India coming next week. Since Mr. Rashid has traveled to India many times, I've asked him to talk to you about etiquette in India. Mr. Rashid.
Paul, why don't you greet me as if I were an Indian tourist? Ask me to come with you and show me to the tour bus.
Okay, hi there, I'm Paul.
Oh, if I were an Indian woman, you would have just insulted me. Women and men generally do not touch.
Okay, hi there.
You just told me to go away.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, too close. You should stand this far away from someone. Instead of shaking hands, do this and say, Namaste.
Namaste.
Excellent. Now, tell me to come with you to the tour bus.
Okay, come with me.
This is a rude gesture in India. Do it like this.
Come with me.
Good.
To the bus over there. I know, I just insulted you.
Pointing with your fingers is considered impolite. Use your chin instead.
To the bus over there. I'm never gonna get this.
You're doing wonderfully.
Oh, thank you, Mr.
Oh, too close!
Wherever you go, there are things you should know. So be aware of the customs and views, all the do's and taboos of people there. You were just a stranger in a sea of new faces. Now we're making small talk on a first name basis. It's a great day for love, isn't it? Aren't you the one I was hoping to find? It's a great day for love, isn't it? By the time you said hello, I had already made up my mind. Wherever you stay, be sure to obey the golden rules. And before you relax, brush up on the facts you learned at school. Try to be polite and always be sure to get some friendly advice on proper etiquette. It's a great day for love, isn't it? Aren't you the one I was hoping to find? It's a great day for love, isn't it?